What you mean this ain't the finale? What you mean this ain't the finale, y'all? It's your girl KV. I am back again with another episode of Real Housewives of Potomac review. If you watched it, you seen that I just did Love is Blind review. I was gonna wait till tomorrow because I'm like, whoo, that review kind of took a bit out of me because I was reviewing a whole season. It took an hour. I don't want to seem like I'm exhausted giving you all this Real Housewives of Potomac review. But I was like, Potomac is exhausting. So it was going to be the same regardless of if I did it right after or if I did it tomorrow fresh. But I'm trying to work out tomorrow. So I said, this shouldn't take much more than 20 minutes. Let's see if I can get it done in 15. Because it really wasn't much going on this episode. It's just kind of like, why are we extending this out? What is going on? Why are we still here? Why is this not the finale, y'all? So, opening views, we see Wendy talking about her show that she's doing. She's nervous. We see Karen at the doctor. She's healthy. In the first scene, we see Nneka and Ike going in for an IUI procedure. Now, a lot of people don't know the difference between IVF and IUI. IVF, women have to take shots to stimulate egg release. They go through surgery to have those eggs harvested. They take those eggs, put them in the lab, see who's viable, get the sperm, fertilize the eggs with the sperm, see which ones are viable, see which ones are healthy, and plant those fertilized eggs in the uterus. With intrauterine insemination, IUI, they don't do all that. Woman just takes some medications to kind of like boost up her body for what's about to happen. We get the sperm and we just insert it directly into the uterus so that it's bypassing all that swimming that it's got to do. I know a few people who've had IUI for different reasons. It's not as invasive and time consuming as in vitro fertilization. So, if that's an option, I'm sure people go with that more. So that's what Nneka's doing. She's doing IUI. They have to do the sperm collection first when they get to the doctor's office. She wants it to be this whole ambiance sex room set up, but they just going in the bathroom to get this specimen so we can go stick it up in you. No spit, no lotion. I'm like, dang, I hope they had like some sterile lube in there or something. You want him to just dry rub it? My God. The cameras are there. She all in the stirrups. He all in there doing it. You can see the camera people like, I ain't really going there. Why you doing all that? The cameras are there though. They still mic'd up and everything, y'all. That cracked me up. I was like, okay, she's really letting us in on this process with her. Okay. Next, we see Mia and Gordon. They in counseling, and we find out that Gordon, at one point, he emptied out their bank account to zero, basically being financially abusive and saying that she can't leave him if she ain't got no money. I said, Gordon says, you've been taking my money for all these years. Now I'm going to take some of your money. How you like that? How you like that? But Gordon is living in the land of Delulu at this point, y'all. The therapist is asking how's their relationship. Oh, our relationship is the best. We have the best relationship. So why is you lying to this therapist? Mia is just like, oh, okay. And I'm like, is he living in the land of Delulu, or is he just trying to make her seem like a terrible person because he knows she's finna leave him? And he was going to play that card. Well, everything was fine. I don't know what happened. What's really going on, Gordon? Let's talk about intimacy. He says he sees no problem with their intimacy. She says that, he's still not doing the things she wants and she needs. And I'm like, y'all been together for how long now? Has he not been doing this whole time? Did the money just make up for it? Is it that now he's kind of in a depressive state, so he's not being his usual self? I'm just wondering what's really going on with their dynamics. We already know today that they're broken up. he came out and said that he allowed her to have little boy toys because he ain't got the stamina to be keeping up with her. Like Jacqueline said, he's 72. Why would you say he's 65? He's 72. Next, we see Candace has Dr. Ken over because she's stressed and trying to prioritize her time. She went through the whole in vitro fertilization, well, the in vitro part. They have not implanted the eggs in her, but they do have the embryos. So, Candace, I feel like Candace is dealing with a lot mentally because, on one hand, her career is going great these days. I know a lot of people don't watch the movies that she's in, I suppose, but Candace got like a couple of movies on BET Plus. She's doing a show on All Black. Her music career is going pretty good. She's touring, so she's probably thinking, I don't want to take a break and this, messes up my career. If I'm gone from the scene too long, people might forget me. So I can see her being worried about that. But at the same time, I think she's questioning her as a mother. Because remember, y'all, when this series started, when Candace first got here, she didn't know if she wanted to be a mother. That was a point of contention between her and Ashley, where she was like, I do envy Ashley sometimes because she's so sure that she wants to be a mom, and I just don't know. So I feel like Candace is dealing with all of that mentally. But at the same time, girl, not to rush you, but you do have those embryos in the freezer over there. And you are, mid to late 30s? I think Candace may be like a year or two older than me. And I know everybody's health is different. Some people have babies in their 40s and 50s and they're perfectly fine. They're perfectly healthy. But the risk goes up the older you get. I had my baby at 31 and I had complications that stemmed from being an older mom. So you just never know what cards you will be dealt. So it's just something to think about. Not that she should just rush and do it, but she do got them embryos over there for a reason. I think her career will be fine. I think that if she stays on the show, even if she's not able to book gigs while she's pregnant, if she stays on the show, she stays in people's face. So by the time she is ready to go out and book some more acting gigs and stuff like that, she'll be able to. And I feel like with her show on All Black, even if she get pregnant, they better film her from right here up. If they filming when she big and pregnant, give her the belly crop. They be doing everybody with its boobs on up. Give her the belly crop. I think she'll be fine though. Next, we see Robin is starting a facial spa called Glow 60 or something like that. I saw this on Instagram a few weeks ago and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I don't like Robin, but I like to see the girls being productive. I like to see the girls using their platform to bring more money in their pockets because the show is not going to be around forever. So make the most of it while you can. Go Robin. I would have liked to see a little more of that sprinkled throughout the season. Like we could have showed her talking to the owners to be like, yeah, I want to franchise this business. We could have seen her looking for retail space. I just feel like as much random scenes as they put in there, we could have had a little bit of more of that sprinkled in there. She's talking to the owner of the building. He said it's going to be about $70,000 to rent it out for a year. She got it. I'm sure her check from Real Housewives is, about 6-7 times that. So she got the money. She's got the visibility to make people come just because they want to see what it's about. And she's franchising an already existing and successful business. So she should be good. Does she still have a hat line? That was the first thing I was wondering. Does she still have a hat line? We ain't really seen much about that, I don't think. But, not that it takes a whole lot more to do if she's already designed a hat. So I was just wondering. So next we see all the girls get together for lunch. And immediately I'm saying, what's the catch? Because they don't all hang out unless they're on vacation. The catch is Mia was contacted by a local magazine. And they want to do a spread on basically the Real Housewives of Potomac. They want to do a spread on the girls. And they're like, that's it? No Nneka? Mia was like, well, I asked them about Nneka. And they said, no, They don't know NECA, We still filming this season. She ain't been on TV yet. She just moved to Potomac. She ain't really doing nothing in Potomac yet. So, no, they don't know NECA and they don't want her here. Okay? Just is what it is. She ain't made her mark in Potomac yet or on the show yet. They're dressing them up as black female legends. I didn't write down what each person was doing, where they were, but there was like somebody was Lena Horne, somebody was Shirley Ralph, somebody was Josephine Baker, Beyonce, Mariah Carey, Pam Grier. Some of them made sense, some of them not so much. But this is the clip where we saw Beyonce. Well, I said Beyonce. We saw Giselle was dressed up like Beyonce. I thought we would get a little bit more than that just because we saw some of those clips in the preview. So I thought that we were going to have, at least like a little 15-minute segment of the actual photo shoot. They just gave us this was the photo shoot. On to other things. I said, oh, okay. This is how we doing it. We find out that Giselle's dad is having surgery because he has brain cancer. So she's been down and she's been back and forth checking on him. And apparently he has passed since then. Condolences. Rest in peace to Giselle's father. I can recall times that she's had him on the show. Remember when they went down to New Orleans and did him that nice little birthday party. She talked about how he was one of the movers and shakers when it came to Black civil rights. He was there with Dr. Martin Luther King. He was there with these influential people, and he helped make a difference for all of us. So, mad respect to him. Condolences and prayers for the family. And we also saw where he wasn't here for Giselle getting back with Jamal. That's probably his most notable scene on the show. And he was like, no, I ain't for this. He got all them kids. He was like, Daddy, you still mic'd up. Daddy, your mic is still hot. Ooh, good times, man. Rest in peace. We see Wendy does her pilot for the Wendy show. She has some influential female guests on there. And it looked really cute. Not too much to really talk about. I still haven't watched her show, but I said I might one day. I listen to little podcasts and stuff at work. So one day I might just flip it on and see what she's talking about on her show. Last thing we have, y'all. They are having their fashion show. Giselle and Ashley, G&A. Ashley, of course, invited her little funny looking friends that think they the hottest thing since sliced bread. We see Deborah. We see Deborah come and speaks to Wendy, hugs her and stuff. And Wendy plays nice and hugs her back and does the little shoulder thing. It was nice to see you. Y'all, I don't think I could ever be so fake. I don't think I could ever be so fake with a chick who was lying on my husband. I would have mushed her if she tried to come in for a hug like that. Don't you ever try to touch me. And all of your Sesame Street face days with them thick eyebrows and that. Moving on. They huddling up. I think it was so funny that the shot they show of Sharice is with a plate full of food. We don't see nobody else eating, but they make sure to show Sharice with a plate full of food. They was messy for that. So the girls are huddled up, and Mia tells them about Giselle's dad. Candace says, well, I don't like her, but, definitely prayers for her family. I don't have to like her to wish her family well. Wendy is like, oh, okay, well, I ain't got nothing for her because when my mama was in the hospital, y'all made fun of my mama, so I ain't got nothing for Giselle. This is one of those times where I was like, Wendy, you're being exhausting. Because the ladies didn't even know your mama was in the hospital. You didn't tell them that your mama was in the hospital until later on down the road. And even so, what they got to do with her daddy? I get it. We don't like Giselle. I don't like her either. But you could have just been like, oh, that's crazy. Wow, for real? something, but for you to go into this explanation on why you basically don't wish him well, you don't care what happens to him because you don't like Giselle and Giselle made fun of your mama while your mama was in the hospital, it was just unnecessary and childish. This is one of those moments where your silence could have been golden. You ain't have to say nothing at all, my dear. You ain't have to say nothing at all. So we see the fashion show. Y'all, Karen correct me up because she called it a booty call wear, and I said this is exactly cute, cute booty call wear. Like when you don't really feel like getting dressed, you just gonna throw on something that show off a little curves and is a little sexy. That that is what this line was giving. It was like booty call realness, but also streetwalker crackhead vibes. Because that one little jacket, I don't know why it made me think of Holiday Heart. I don't know why, y'all, but it was all over the place. And for them to say that this is an athleisure line, that really had me confused because I'm like, who is wearing this stuff to go work out? Like all the fabrics, all the breathable fabrics I was looking at, and this is what we end up seeing. Who is working out in this stuff? Who buying this stuff? Wendy sees some of the pieces where it's the leotard and the cutouts is all the way up here, and she remembers how they were judging her when she had on that little outfit, and she was like, flattery is the highest form. No, imitation is the highest form of flattery. And that had me laughing or whatever because it was just, the line was all over the place. But shout out to them for doing it, I suppose. Yeah, when they do their speech, Giselle gives mad props to Ashley because Ashley been holding it down in her absence because she's been worried about her dad. So shout out to them for that. That's basically how the show ends for the most part because the fight was not filmed, but the girls still had their microphones on. So we hear the fight, we just don't see the fight. We saw the fight months ago on social media because onlookers recorded this on their phone. Apparently, Sesame Street was in the VIP. Why was she even in the VIP? I get that this is Ashley's real friend, so of course Ashley's gonna invite her to, such an event that she's doing. But the fact that she was in the VIP with the same ladies that she's lied on their husbands, it was just unnecessary and it was messy and it was a recipe for disaster. They were asking for this. That's why I was confused at why the cameras weren't up because y'all knew it was about to be some mess even having Deborah in the VIP in the first place. So we hear Deborah trying to confront Candace. Do you want to talk to me? Do you have something to say to me? Candace said, absolutely not. I think you do have something to say to me because why were you calling me Sesame Street? You were calling me Sesame Street. Why are you calling me Sesame Street? Kiana is like, girl, not here, not today. Stop it. And I'm putting the audio that we hear up with the visuals that we saw on social media in my head to explain it to y'all. Kiana, like, not today. Not today, Satan. And I guess Deborah tried to post up on her. Kiana ends up mushing Deborah. Deborah tried to post up. Candace grabbed a bottle. Everybody had problems with Candace grabbing a bottle, but if a chick run up on me, I'm not trying to talk to her, let alone fight her. And you running up on me like you finna do something to me, I'ma grab a weapon too. So I'm not even mad at Candace for grabbing that bottle. Like, run over here if you want to. Run over here if you want to. I'm not mad at all. Not one bit. So after Kiana mushes her, they get to fighting. Deborah run back up on her. Kiana, wop, wop, wop. We just see Deborah like trying to swing at first. Nothing was happening. And I guess she just put her arms down. Maybe she was trying to get her hair back. Maybe she was pulling Kiana's hair. So she just pulling hair at this point. And one of the other little funny looking friends crew comes up, pulls Kiana's hair from the back, and pulls her down to the ground. Now they on the ground. That is some weak, okay? If your friend is getting beat up, your friend is getting beat up. you grabbing somebody's hair and pulling them on the ground, your friend still can't fight. So even if your friend get on top, she still can't beat this girl up. So y'all still just some weak little heifers. And since we got a whole nother episode next week, I wonder how they gonna wrap that up and who they gonna let talk about it, and if they gonna show the cell phone footage. You know what I mean? To be continued, because we got a whole nother episode. Because why is this not the finale, y'all? How is this not the finale? So that's it. That's it, y'all. We're gonna come back next week. Hopefully that's the finale. Hopefully that's the finale. But that's Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 17, Fashion Showdown. Make sure you like, thumbs up the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Comment, let me know what y'all thought about this, about the fight, about this not being the finale, about NECA not being allowed at the photo shoot. Just let me know what y'all thinking. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.